One of our favorite TV shows brought back its main antagonist. Yellowstone Season 5 came with some exciting news. Now it is assumed that his miraculous comeback from the grave will be featured in Season 5. Did Malcolm give us any hints? If Malcolm will not become the villain, then who will? Stay tuned to find out all the juicy questions we need answered about Malcolm. First up, what are the details about Yellowstone Season 5? If you've watched the show, you already know that Beck was one of its greatest villains and a cunning one. Neal McDonough portrays the role of Malcolm Beck in the film Yellowstone. Neal McDonough played the main antagonist in Season 2 as a regular character. He recently stirred the pot and hinted that he might make a comeback on the popular TV show. Actor Neal McDonough is well known for his work as the ultimate bad guy. On November 13th, Yellowstone Season 5 will air. The show will air 14 episodes instead of the regular 10. Those 14 episodes will be divided into 2 chapters. Fan favorite Hauser said, "For us as actors, and I think I can speak for everybody, we come together. This is now going into our 5th year." Neal says about the show, "When you look at shows like Yellowstone and how they have changed the landscape in such a short amount of time, now you can really dig into the characters. Before, it would be the first time you could swear on television or show someone naked. But we're finally past that. Now we get to delve into interesting stories and the psyches of human beings." Yellowstone really delves into all that. It's one of the most character-driven shows I've ever been a part of or watched. Taylor Sheridan figured out that instead of making something glamorous and glossing over issues, let's get into issues. He said this in a recent interview with TV Insider. Next up, what can we expect from Yellowstone Season 5? Yellowstone's 4th season came to an emotional end. After the militia attack left John, Casey, and Beth unharmed, it was only a matter of time before it was revealed that Garrett had commanded it. When Beth realized Jamie's biological father was responsible for the ambush, she was determined to take vengeance on him. She didn't kill Jamie as she had promised, but she did force him into a difficult situation. Fans of Yellowstone are eager to begin the confirmed 5th season. So far, it is predicted that many of the season's 4 actors will be cast again in Season 5. Such actors as Kevin Costner as John Dutton, Kelly Riley playing the role of Beth Dutton, and Luke Grimes as Casey Dutton, along with Wes Bentley as Jamie Dutton. Not only them, but other actors would also take part. We cannot forget the new actors that will be featured in the series. Yellowstone announced that 7 more additional characters will be cast. Mo Brings Plenty and Wendy Moniz will now be featured as regular cast members. Along with 4 more characters, Kai Castor and Rowdy and Lainey Wilson as Abby, along with actors Lily Kay as Clara Brewer and Dawn Olivieri as Sarah Atwood. So, what role did Malcolm play in Yellowstone? Neal McDonough portrays Malcolm Beck, a character from Yellowstone. He and his brother Teal are businessmen who are annoyed by the competition from Dan Jenkins, the real estate developer of Paradise Valley, and Thomas Rainwater, the chief of the Broken Rock Indian Reservation, as those two intend to work together to build a casino in the valley. In Season 2 of Yellowstone, Malcolm Beck, a regular character, serves as the show's main antagonist. Along with his brother Teal, Malcolm served as the president of the Montana Liquor Board and was a significant figure in the battle over real estate. John Dutton decided to send his men to look for Malcolm and his brother after they crossed the line in their interactions with the Dutton family. He did this in an effort to put an end to their ongoing conflict. Malcolm attempted to flee while John fired at him during the shooting, but John was able to hit the evading businessman. Next up, how did he die in the series? Even though the majority of fans assumed that Beck died from his injuries in Season 2, things might not be as simple as that. To put an end to the brothers' plans to take control of the farm, John Dutton and his son Casey attempted to kill them. The Becks were put to death in the 2nd season finale after trying to evict the family out so that a casino could be built. Even though he was still conscious when the camera cut away, his absence for the remainder of Season 3 seemed to indicate that he had passed away. Fans had guessed his comeback after seeing his iconic hat. Yellowstone's 5th season will begin with John running for governor of Montana. Fans may recall that Wendy Moniz's character Linnell urged the Dutton patriarch to resign as the livestock commissioner. After Casey was chosen for the position, Linnell approached John about taking Casey's place as her successor. She left the door open for him since she had her sights set on the U.S. Senate. Even though he had his reservations at first, he ultimately chose to embrace her support and abruptly announced his candidacy, beating Jamie. John believed that this was the only way to keep Yellowstone safe from developers and investors. So, will Malcolm return to Yellowstone? Fans of the show Yellowstone likely thought they had seen the last of Malcolm Beck, but in a recent interview, the anchor who played the Dutton clan's enemy in season 2 of the show hinted that he may not be finished with the part after all. In a recent interview, Neal McDonough stated, "Did I die? Did I? I'm not so sure about that," he said. "We have talked about the fact we didn't see Malcolm Beck's eyes closed. There is always that possibility. My brother won't be coming back for sure, but there is a possibility." At the conclusions of season 2, we see him seriously hurt, but he did not pass away. John Dutton, who has been shot several times, leaves Malcolm to suffer his final breath in agony. Fans believe Malcolm has not yet taken his final breath. Why? There is a chance that the attacks on the Dutton family to end the 3rd season was carried out by Beck's brother. Next up, what did fans say about his revival from death? Through a series of hints, fans have come up with theories, while the actor himself has created a fan frenzy. Fans have to wait a long time after watching the mind-blowing season 4 of the show Yellowstone. In anticipation of one of the show's top villains making a comeback, some fans have gone back and rewatched the season 2 finale. Despite being thought to be dead, some Yellowstone fans are curious as to whether Malcolm Beck might still be alive. Fans are ecstatic that one of their favorite villains is suspected to be returning to the show. Neal gave the show depth. Some even say that the role of Malcolm was meant for him. One Reddit poster reads, "Could it be possible that he survives and that he was the one behind the assassination attempt on John Dutton at the end of season 3 as revenge for the death of his brother?" Even though there have been other villains who played a role in the film, Malcolm may be the most anticipated by fans. After all, his acting skills were on point. Next up, who can take over the role of the antagonist if it isn't Malcolm? Although John can breathe a sigh of relief that his adversary has been defeated, someone else might be pursuing him now. If you've watched the show, you probably already know that Beck was one of its greatest villains and that his plots were effective at upsetting the Dutton family. After all, seeing Malcolm again in the show is not confirmed yet. There is a possibility that someone else has been cast for the show or will be cast. He did make one thing clear for sure: his brother will not be returning. It won't be the first time a character who was thought to be dead makes a comeback on the show. If Malcolm does indeed return, let's go back to season 1 when, entirely because of Casey, everyone believed Dan Jenkins to have died after swinging from a tree. He finally died and a lot of people were grateful for it. However, Jenkins's survival was quickly made clear in season 2 when it was brought to light that he didn't pass away that day. He had instead been brought down from the tree and was alive. Whoever plays the role surely will do a great job. Keeping in mind the phenomenal script written by John Coveney, it could be possible that Beck returning from his grave or never dying were just rumors. The greatest villain in this story, Malcolm, is destined to make a comeback in the series. And there you have it, everything you need to know about some of the juiciest and most interesting unanswered questions we need answered regarding the hit TV show. Do you think Malcolm is returning? Who do you think should be the next antagonist of Yellowstone? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching!